Folks, how's everybody doing today? Haven't been over here in a while. This is the Commander Zone. Remember all this stuff? Old Commander product. Commander 2018, 2019. Anyways, folks, on the news of Wizards of the Coast has finally removed the restriction period of Lord of the Rings set boxes. I thought it'd be interesting to make a follow-up video because I never sold and carried the draft or set boxes of Lord of the Rings. And the problem is I was about to order that to have that for the patrons and have a nice cheap price on that and get a couple pallets. And then, of course, we had the Hasbro earnings call. And Dr. Cox made it very clear that the Lord of the Rings products, and he used the term evergreen, they're going to be evergreen and printed and available and holding the IP, or very vague. Of course, they never go into details because that would be too helpful. But what concerns me is that it looks like the Lord of the Rings draft and set could be printed multiple times, like a Modern Horizon situation, where they reprint it 2, 3, 4, 5 times, then eventually just fire sell it on Amazon and kind of take that path to try to get the most revenue out of that brand as they can. Well, that's very concerning because I don't like the idea of buying a couple pallets of Lord of the Rings set boxes, and then even if I mark them down and sell them to patrons, well, over the next 12 to 18 months, they reprint it 3 more times, then fire sell them on Amazon, and then I get hosed in my inventory, and every patron I sold to gets hosed. That just doesn't seem like a good path to go on. So, yeah, it looks like I'm going to be stepping away from Lord of the Rings draft and set, possibly permanently, or we're going to give it 6 to 12 months and wait to see if we can wait to the end of the product life cycle and what happens. Because with these announcements of the next product schedule and everything coming 2024, and Modern Horizons 3 coming, I'm sitting here going, they reprinted Modern Horizons 2 so many times. They annihilated the product. Like, annihilated it. And now, when we see Commander Masters, the set boxes of Commander Masters, which the store cost was around $320s, and there's stores on eBay dumping them for $270s, $280s, and now they're on TCG Player for the same price as to buy from a distributor. And Commander Master set boxes just came out. And again, I don't want to say I told you so, because I get most things wrong, but I got something right. And I was very uncomfortable carrying $300-something set boxes that I would have to sell to patrons for almost $400 to literally just the whole thing. Like, if I paid $320, even if I marked it up 10%, patrons are going to have to pay like $360. Like, and then after shipping and fees, I make 2% profit. Like, just the whole thing, the numbers were so big, and the cost was increased so much. All I kept thinking was, there is so much room for this product to drop. At least with Lord of the Rings set boxes, I think how much are they? Like what's the wholesale? 140s or something, and I think they're like 160s or 170s right now online. At least with that, the price isn't $300-$400, so it has a long way to go down. At least the Lord of the Rings set boxes have less of a fall if things go wrong. In addition, Lord of the Rings set boxes and Lord of the Rings as a brand has already proven to be very successful for Magic the Gathering. But yeah, my instinct and my fear of the Commander Masters set box collapse turned out to be 100% true. And the fact that every store I've talked to, I sent a text message, sent an email like, hey, you guys going to order more? Are you guys ordering Commander Masters set boxes or draft? And every store just says no. We can't even sell them without losing money. The collector boxes and Commander decks are the only thing that did fine. I got that one right. And the set and draft are just the set's the worst. And all I'm hearing right now is if every store is not interested in reordering Commander Masters set boxes, and that means distributors aren't going to place special orders and restock them. If distributors don't restock them, because stores aren't buying the set boxes because the price point was it just done terribly and was fucked up by these idiots. If it was, you know what that means? Wizards' Texas warehouse is going to get stuck with pallets and pallets of Commander Masters set boxes, maybe even draft. Collector and Commander seem to be okay, but the draft and set, it could be the first product where we have a Masters product. Well, not all of them, but the set box, I think, is probably going to be the first Masters product to be dumped on Amazon. That's what I see happening, because the price point is so high. No store is going to pay $320s when there are stores fire selling on eBay for $270s, $280s. And TCG Player's $320 right now in every store, and it's not selling that good at all. You know, the collector boxes actually, once the price dropped to that 170, 180, 190s, actually has been selling a lot better on TCG Player and eBay. But, you know, and the Commander decks have been doing fine, but golly, those set boxes are just not selling at all. And I was very concerned about that, because I just kept thinking, if these don't sell, that $320, $330 price point can go to $270, $250, $200. Like, to me, yes, there's a lot of value in the singles, but I don't think it's really about that right now. I've been saying it for a while. The issue is not whether or not people want some of the singles. Because I watched some Commander Master set box openings on other YouTube channels, and they get a ton of expensive pulls. I'm not going to lie. They get a ton of pulls. There's a lot of money in the secondary market of those single cards, which is why Wizards set the box price so high. But the issue is the market is rejecting the price. The market is not happy. The consumers and the customers, the player base, is rejecting it. The investors and evil collectors and investors that everybody on the internet says ruins everything, they're not willing to touch set boxes. I don't know a single, even any of my higher whales of a patron who buy tons of everything, not a single one of them expressed interest in putting $10,000 into set boxes, because it's just too dangerous. Like we talked about. If you, hopefully you guys see my whiteboard video by the time this goes up. Maybe I'll get it up before this. But look at the choice. I made a whiteboard video called Choices, and look how different people's choices are with cash and interest rates. Okay, and that is my point. That is because of things in the choices and the rates, and the market is going to be more finicky and not going to put up with Wizards and Hasbro's shenanigans. And I think these $200 collector boxes, or I guess 180 plus tax, 192 if you're in Florida, or it depends if you're 7-8% tax rate. You know, even if you pay 195 and you're at 10% tax rate and you buy online, I'd rather buy a collector box for $200 or just under 200 versus $300 to $400 for a set box. Even if you get more cards and more commons and uncommons, you know, sure, you get some more rares and everything, but it just feels dirty, man. It feels rough, and the market is voting with their wallet. And my concern is now that Hasbro, and they've made, you know, even on the conference call, they made the comment that we are happy with our Amazon sales and Amazon dumps, and it's been helping thin out their inventory. The fact that they are happy with the process and progress of doing the Amazon fire sales tells me that it's going to continue, and it could get worse. And it's only going to get worse on the products that don't sell good, and which means I think Commander Master set boxes will be the first Amazon dump master product. I don't think the collectors will. Use a lot of caution out there. Here's my penis.